Hello, and welcome back to another Madmen with a Box live stream. Pixel looks confused.
Sorry, it's the calmest that it's been outside in the last 10 hours. It's
okay.
weird.
But we are back for another live Madmen with a Box stream. I'm joined with Professor Pixel as always.
Hi.
And having just joined us is the third Landry Q Walker, the third one. Jesus Christ.
That's me. Yeah, there's so many.
Getting out of hand.
You're looking grand today. Like an elf. Anyway.
Oh, I have words for you. Don't worry. I'm ready for this.
I haven't been watching Rings of Power, but I saw that and I had to confirm with Pixel if that was real because that sounded stupid, and he confirmed it, and I'm like, oh my god, that is literally Han Solo from Solo getting Solo.
Don't worry, he's not Gandalf.
Oh,
You're full of shit, Landry.
No, I listen. I have the
We're saving it for later. We're saving it for later.
All right, I'm here, but I'm stopping my cam so I can eat my dinner. I literally just walked in. Keep talking.
That's fine.
We have opinions. Many opinions.
Yes, that's right. Sean, if you go over, there's a channel called Pixel Lore, and that's where you can find Landry and myself reviewing the Rings of Power. But we have our topic of the day, which is crossovers. What we would do, what we think could be fun, right? Basically,
yeah, fun.
No Super Hulk. Banned.
No, we're bringing it back.
Right? This was my idea, and I didn't think about it. You guys go first.
Let's first talk about, though, some Doctor Who news. Guess what? We actually have some. A lot from Big Finish, but you know what? That's still great. Starting with a very, very, very exciting announcement. More of the audio novels returning this January with The Lord of Misrule, read by John Colshaw, the best. And it's going to be the Fourth Doctor and Romana and Jago and Lightfoot. Which is
Woo!
okay.
The two Jago and Lightfoot fans, rise up!
I'm more excited about the first Romana, so that's yeah. And
they're pivoting away from the watercolor painting covers.
That's kind of sad, actually. I
kind of like it fit with the audio novels. It kind of overstood its stay in a lot of other series. It was fine with the War Doctor stuff, War Doctor Begins. It was not good with the Sixth Doctor stuff. Let's just use the same picture, the same face for Hebe in 4 box sets straight.
Yeah. But this is cool. I'm looking for. I hope we're going to be listening to this.
Well, it's by John Colshaw, so
that's my boy, man. That's my boy. Love him.
I'm wondering how he's going to do Romana's voice.
That was my question. This is not an audio play. This is just one guy, right?
Yeah,
it's an audio book,
but not the play. Okay.
No.
And you know what? The last one that we had was exceptionally good. But I trust that this will be interesting at the very least. Does Jimmy hurry anywhere? Jimmy never hurries anywhere. He's not here, though. He hasn't been here in weeks. If he lived in Florida, I'd be worried right now.
Jimmy is always a little with us.
Just a little bit. All right, news. Fifth Doctor, Tegan, Nyssa, and Adric will return in 2025 in a mammoth 12-part full cast audio drama, Hooklight.
Yep, told over 2 box set. This is the biggest adventure the Fifth Doctor has faced. I'm excited for this. Because one, it's written by Tim Foley, and he's written for the Fifth Doctor before, and it was really damn good. So my expectations are high there. I'm a bit worried about it being a two box set story because the most recent Seventh Doctor one, Last Day, was in professional terms, in Latin, poo poo garbage. So
okay, I have an opinion here. I have an opinion. I'm sorry. I'm going to jump all writerly here. If I was writing any episode with Adric, he would die every time. Every single time. It would be the many deaths of Adric. It would be a 12-parter. There'd be 12 different serials, and they'd all forget that Adric died until just a moment before he's going to die. They go, "Wait, it's happening again! Oh my God, we have!" And then he can't save him, and then something happens and it resets, and Adric is back, and he just keeps dying. And by the end, only Adric remembers, and he keeps screaming, "No, don't let me die again!" They're like, "Adric, you're fine. You're just dramatic." He's going mad, and it turns out the villain who's behind it all is Adric.
Is it Scorpion King Adric from that one Big Finish story?
I don't know that.
This is the best suggestion I've ever heard.
They won't hire me. I have tried.
Well, you know what? I don't think Matthew Waterhouse is going to let you work on anything.
You don't? Are you kidding? I would make Matthew Waterhouse a star. He would get so many parts because he'd be playing the hero and the villain. In the end, it's all about him. He would love it. We'll retcon Earthshock, so it's just part of it.
This is the best.
No. The end of it's like they resolve it. It's finally over, but it then leads into Earthshock.
Oh yeah, it's like I'm finally free of the cycle of a never-ending. Oh no.
Finally free.
See,
no, I don't know if I was right.
I witnessed Adric's death real time as a young fan, and like myself, because death is a very heavy thing. Like myself, all the peers I knew, all the Doctor Who fans I knew, we were all about 13 or 14 at the time when Adric died. We were so happy. We were so happy.
Okay.
Everyone just cheered.
Next week's topic is we have to create one of the many deaths of Adric.
Which ways can Adric die?
Yeah, that's right. We have to create a story. How does Adric die? And when he comes back, how do we This has to be the topic this week. So much more. Why can't you? If you could only come up with this last week, that would have been our topic this week.
The many deaths of Adric.
The many deaths of Adric.
Listen, I'm not even kidding. I didn't pitch this story. They won't let me pitch. They won't talk to me. Big Finish, you're missing out. New York Times bestseller here. This is the good stuff. I'm giving it away for free. Just tune in to our channel.
Come on, Big Finish, and you will do anything, Big Finish.
I know.
You gave Lady Christina 2 box sets.
Listen. Next week is the week that we get Landry Q Walker into Big Finish by going ahead and bringing our ideas. What is our death of Adric? How are we killing Adric next week? I am making a thumbnail. It will be many just Adrics all over the place. It's going to be great. Okay? Okay.
All right. Sean has a lot here to say. The last 12-parter, 7th Doctor Last Day, was underwhelming. Yep, it definitely was. Generally sounds like an interesting idea, Landry. It would be a 7-hour audio novel with Matthew Waterhouse narrating. He might even co-write. No. You should review every single story that is about Adric's death. The 5th Doctor regrets in half of them. Yeah. We've already reviewed the 2 most recent that I've talked about Adric's death, literally kind of in succession, were Power of the Doctor and The Giggle.
Adric.
Well, it makes more sense in Power of the Doctor because it's AI 5th Doctor talking to Tegan. Doesn't really make much sense when it's the 15th Doctor talking to the 14th Doctor.
Oh man.
But yes, more Fifth Doctor. The Fifth Doctor stuff this year has been really good. So I got high expectations for this one. I'll definitely be checking that out. But we're not done with the Fifth Doctor, are we, Pixel?
No, we're not. Because guess what? Coming to you soon from Big Finish, a new chapter in the Lost Stories. Genesis of the Cybermen. Who's ready for another go at exploring the genesis of the Cybermen?
Yeah, they've never done this before. Spare parts, who? But
They're
yes,
retconning their own stuff.
This is legitimately taking something that was thought of before, though. It's not just spare parts. The genesis of the Cybermen was something that was thought about before, and this is going ahead and that is being that imagining, that reimagining.
Yeah, as it says here, yep. This story comes from the mind of one of the Cybermen's original creators, Jerry Davis, the writer who, with Kit Pedler, first devised the Mondasian monsters and went on to write several of the TV stories. The intended origins of the Cybermen never made it to screen. Davis pitched a story about their creation in the early 1980s, but it was rejected by producer John Nathan Turner. Doctor Who fans may remember the details of this adventure being printed in the 1988 book Cybermen by David Banks, aka the Cyber Leader. So yes, this will, again, Fifth Doctor, Nyssa, Tegan, and Adric. Hey, we could probably kill Adric in this one too. Turn him into a Cyberman.
Oh my god.
Is David Banks actually writing this?
No.
He's alive.
He was just in Trials of the Time Lord as the Cyber Leader again.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, that was great.
But yeah, as soon as this was announced, I'm just like, you're doing spare parts again? I don't think it's gonna. I don't know who is writing this one. Because it'd be like, yeah, adapted from Jerry Davis, but yeah, it just says written by Jerry, adapted by David K. Barnes. I can't remember what he's done. David K. Barnes. If I have a look. Oh, he did Daughter of the... No, did he do... Yeah, he did Daughter of the Gods. I like that one.
Daughter of the Gods. I don't know. I can't get that look.
That was an early adventures. Like, what if the first and second Doctor met?
What if they had a
team up
special? Yep. I can't wait to watch Adric die again.
The thing is, we have watched and reviewed a story that was just by Jerry Davis, and it wasn't good. It was called Revenge of the Cybermen. Now, this is just by Jerry Davis.
It wasn't very bad either. Revenge of the Cybermen? It was okay.
It wasn't a particularly good story.
But it wasn't particularly bad. It was okay. It was middle of the road. I'll take middle of the road.
When it comes to Cybermen stories, it's probably like on the bottom.
What was the Revenge?
That's a Fourth Doctor one. It was the end of his...
No, I know what it is. I'm just, what was the revenge part of it? What were they like? We'll get back at you for that thing you did. The Vogons?
There was Volga, because Volga had is a planet of like gold. Right. And he's like, oh, gold's their weakness, so we have to destroy Volga.
It doesn't really sound like revenge.
There was something there that made it that it was the revenge of the Cybermen for some.
It was like
revenge
end of the
is such an
Cyber Wars.
emotional construct for Cybermen.
Yeah. Well, the Cybermen in that were emotional. That was one of the problems with it.
Yes.
But they
weren't. That whole era. From that point on, the Cybermen are like, I'm going to kill you. But
it's
no
fine
emotion.
when David Banks does it. It's not fine when they do it in Revenge.
It's not fine ever.
This one's the Doctor, and he does nothing but interfere. All right.
Well, yes, spare parts too. We'll see how it goes.
Let's go ahead and talk about this. The Fourth Doctor in Leela
Wow, more Fourth Doctor and Leela?
No.
Well, who else is there?
The hell
Who else is there for him to work with from his era?
Yeah, who else?
Sarah Jane's dead. Romana 1 is dead. And Romana 2 and him, I don't think...
Should the mini deaths of Adric start with the Fourth Doctor?
Oh, yeah. No. Start him at the very beginning. Start him in the one with the space line. E-Space. He actually dies then. And he dies in the middle of transit through E-Space, and that causes a ripple effect through space-time and causes him just keep dying in perpetuity. But no one remembers except he starts having nightmares of his many deaths. And might get a little Rory, I don't know.
Not joking. We are going to be writing a death for Adric this coming week. And we'll figure out a story. Not kidding. That's what we're doing. I got to kill Adric.
And he learns to hate the Doctor because the Doctor functionally is behind it all. Not intentionally, just accidentally. Because he just doesn't care enough.
Oh, man. Man, I love this.
Or there's a race of space aliens watching the Doctor's adventures and voting to kill Adric over and over again.
They Jason Todd him every time.
I was also like 15 years old for the Jason Todd vote. And yeah, I voted to kill him.
It's a recreation of every story where he dies. So he dies in Tracken, Legopolis.
Every story. He dies in every story. He just doesn't know it. Or no one else knows it. And he only slowly remembers it.
It's great. I love it.
It's his heaven sent.
So I'm so glad we came back to the topic of killing Adric. The next piece of news, the 12th Doctor. We're getting more 12th Doctor Chronicles. We haven't listened to them, but the last couple ones have been actual full cast productions, which is why I actually am interested in listening to them. Because I'm not going to lie, the Chronicles suck otherwise.
I need Capaldi.
You're not going to get Capaldi.
One day, maybe. One day he'll come back.
I don't.
Until then.
No. But they are making more Chronicles. I'm wondering who they'll get for it.
Oh, yeah, because Jacob Dubman retired from the role.
Too. He retired from everything? I don't understand that.
It happens.
Not at, 27? How old is he?
Got enough money.
No.
I think he just retired from those roles. He hasn't retired from, voice acting.
I guess. But, yeah, no. So we'll have to see who it could be. Next. RTD in this, I guess this issue. I haven't been keeping up with my Doctor Who magazine.
I get mine months later, but so.
The decision to commission season 3 won't be made until after season 2 has transmitted, broadcast. And that's been the deal from the start, apparently.
As it should usually work with television.
Yeah. I guess there's something about him saying something to the otherwise earlier, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Because I think the only thing we know is that he said he's planned for 3 seasons.
Yes, he has planned for
Not that there's going to be 3 seasons. He has planned for 3 seasons.
Okay.
So yeah, the decision to commission season 3 won't be made until after season 2 is transmitted. That's usually should be how it works. I'm kind of sick of a lot of stuff where it's yeah, they're getting a new season before the first or the second or whatever has come out. And then once it comes out, a lot of people just this isn't good. So why would you commission another season?
Yeah. What did they just cancel? They canceled
Chaos.
They canceled Chaos is sad. I needed to watch it still. I've just been busy, but I wanted to watch that. It's Jeff Goldblum playing Zeus. That's enough. That's enough to convince me this is a show that should be watched. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, no, Velma finally got cancelled.
Good.
What got canceled?
Velma.
The Velma animated show.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
That wasn't real.
bastardization of
That
Scooby
didn't happen.
Dooby Doo.
People made that up.
Nothing
That
of
was a
value
meme.
was lost.
Yeah.
I mean, just HBO is like Warner Brothers is just suffering. Everything they're coming out with is like bad.
These penguins looking good.
Elliot, well, that's like the diamond in the rough is the Penguin show, apparently.
Look, unless he escapes Batman on the back of an ostrich wearing a saddle while stealing jewels from the Gotham Bank, I'm out. This is what the Penguin does. The Penguin should have an umbrella, it shoots gas, a little helicopter one, all these different, penguin bombs. Like, where is that? I want to see, what's his name? Who's the actress? Colin Farrell?
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
On the back of an ostrich right away.
Yeah, Arc Beetle.
That'll be season 2.
Canceled Chaos, and why should we bother getting watching anything and getting invested these days? Some shows.
Especially with the model that they're doing it now with like streaming shows. It's just like they always end the season with a cliffhanger, and then it just gets cancelled. So it's like, okay, well, there's no resolution to that anymore.
And yet somehow we get 15 spin-offs of The Circle on Netflix.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
It's a reality game.
Yeah, you're getting all these shows cancelled, and then I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows? Speaking of who and noses, I don't know why noses were brought up, and I don't have a transition to this. Dolls! You can own your very own 15th Doctor action figure.
Landry's excited.
Huh?
Dropping things. I collect these. I didn't know about this. This is great.
Yeah,
news.
it was just announced yesterday that these would be a thing.
Are we seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yes.
Yes.
The playset behind them.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it?
Is it a playset or is it? I think it's a picture.
There it is. 15th. No, that is not a picture. That is a toy.
It does look like a toy to me too, but there hasn't been an announcement yet of the.
This is a sneaky announcement.
Yeah.
No, he looks great. She looks great. This is a good. Okay. All right. This is good news. They're reusing the Captain Jack trench coat for him, I think.
Probably.
They do that. They retool the parts.
Trench coats all look the same when it's on a toy. So
no, they do that. They retool the parts. All right. Okay. I have probably about 90% of the figures they released.
Coming soon, Thursday, 17th of October. So I guess that's when you're going to be able to order it.
I'll be in New York.
Start spreading the news.
Speaking of, where's Joe? I got to talk to Joe. He skipped on us.
Yeah, he's been on a deadline for the past couple weeks.
Do you take? Oh, he has to write comic books. Okay. It's not that hard, Joe.
I mean, that's y'all's career, man. I'm not going to tell you how hard it is.
I have some familiarity with the process.
Okay. I believe you.
Easy. He's got time for us. He just doesn't want to be here.
I don't believe that's true, though. But
I'm going to see him in New York. I'm going to have words with him.
I'm sure you will.
I'm excited about these toys, and I'm glad we're talking about toys. We should always talk about Doctor Who toys when they come up.
Well, that's what we got. Yeah, no, they haven't announced the playset, though. I just looked through the announcement and everything. It's just the figures right now.
No,
you're right.
I have
absolutely a playset in the background.
I have the 9th Doctor playset. I didn't get the 11th Doctor playset. And those are the only two they've done other than the Junkyard console.
Do you have the Junkyard?
I would love a Capaldi one, but this is nice because this is so classic. If they do this one, it's exciting. Because if they do it the same way as they did the other, it'll be a half dome. So we'd be seeing, it would have that background. And then there's nowhere to store it because it's too big.
Yeah. Yes. So yes, keep your eye out on the Doctor and Ruby in action figure form, and then keep an extra eye out just for when they might announce that playset. That's that. That's our news. So we can get to our topic. And Landry, as this was your idea, you should have an idea of what you would
I have
want.
one. Huh? Of course I have one. You've given me plenty of time. Like Joe, I am a professional.
Okay.
All right. So we're talking about crossovers of Doctor Who that can't have already existed. I want to be clear, in case you're thinking like, I want to cross over Doctor Who with Sarah Jane Adventures. Get out of here. Go away.
You can't do something that exists in the same universe.
It doesn't work that way. That's not a crossover. You ruined this, and we don't like you anymore. Doctor Who meets Aliens versus Predators.
Jesus, no.
He drops in the middle, and the Daleks are actually bioengineering aliens. They're bioengineering aliens to do Dalek-y things, to affect something, and so the Predators are actually hunting Daleks. There's a Predator who's hunting Daleks, and the Doctor finds himself in the middle of this.
Okay.
It resolves in a way.
The Doctor does something.
Yeah, I mean, woo, sonic screwdriver, and it's all good. But we get into all the tropes. We're gonna have face huggers. We're gonna have the gestation. We'll have the alien queen, but it's gonna be the alien Dalek queen. Like there's gonna be the Daleks are trying to use this alien. They're trying to. There's a sect of Daleks, like the Dalek sect. What's his name? The all black one. Who goes kind of rogue and does something that most Daleks wouldn't do, thinking outside the box, and attempts to create a Dalek alien hybrid, which goes very bad and should not exist. And so we end up with a Dalek queen, alien queen.
Where does Predator come in? Are you just throwing it in there?
The Predator is hunting the Dalek that is experimenting on this, hunting, like trying to get a trophy, and the Doctor crosses paths with the Predator, but the Predator and the Doctor aren't necessarily at odds. It's the Predator doesn't care what happens to anything along the way as long as it gets its kill. It's not doing it for anything other than the hunt. And the Doctor also wants to stop. Doctor wants to actually stop this from happening, so eventually they become at cross purposes, because the Predator is going to cause more problems than he solves by taking out the Queen, like the death of a planet or something. So, because the Predator doesn't care. And so now the Doctor has to stop the Predator as well. I just came up with this on the fly. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay. Great. Did you see Alien Romulus, by the way?
No, not yet. It's on my list.
You gotta see it.
I've actually never seen a Predator movie either.
I've seen the first Predator movie, nothing else. Oh, I saw Prey as well from Hulu.
It's okay. You only need to really just watch the first one.
Or the one I just came up with, which will be brilliant.
Yes.
So I have two options. One's serious and one is...
Oh, no. Start off easy. Can we start with the serious one first? Because I know the not serious one is going to be like super complicated and just long and necessarily long.
Don't worry, it's not Grace. The serious one is I've said this before. The only way that it could possibly work is to do a Star Trek crossover with Doctor Who. Not the ones in the comic books.
We've done that already.
Yeah, shut up. It's going to be taking place on the film set of Star Trek. So it's not an actual crossover with the Star Trek universe.
Didn't I say this? Are you just stealing my ideas?
No, I'm not.
I'm pretty sure I said this on stream. That if they were going to do a Star Trek crossover, it should be like the actual production.
said it offline because we were talking about news, and then you
stole it when he said it offline.
Huh?
So when you stole it from when he said it offline?
I said it offline when we were talking about the articles because there was something going around about the friendship is what is it?
Oh yeah, that whole Comic-Con Doctor Who Star Trek thing, which it was like, that's the thing.
We have the Doctor on an episode of Star Trek already in the 60s. He's obviously the Doctor, only he's American. During the NASA space one, like that's the Doctor. He's the Doctor. They stole the Doctor for it. But two, the Doctor and Star Trek did a crossover in comics. So
I know.
Okay.
But
this one particularly specifically is like Doctor Who visiting like the filming of like Star Trek.
Yes, that's what it would be. To go ahead and do.
I missed that part. Okay.
That's the serious one. That's the only one that I can actually think of. The other option is like
what would be the threat?
If you wanted to do a crossover with Sherlock Holmes, it would have to be something with getting the idea of Sherlock. Why is Sherlock existing in the real world? Now for the fun one.
Well, no, before you go into the cursed one, what would be the threat of the Star Trek crossover? What would be threatening the production?
He doesn't know.
Hey, it could be those cosplaying alien birds.
Oh my gosh, that would actually be good. I was going to say a real Klingon. Turns out the one thing that's real from Star Trek are the Klingons.
Gene Roddenberry's an alien, and Star Trek's meant to destroy the planet, change the future. He's trying to change the future by doing Star Trek.
There you go.
The Doctor has to cancel Star Trek
is
for the 4th season.
He's an alien on the run, and the entirety of Star Trek is just his experiences, but like things are changed. So instead of himself, it's Captain Kirk. It's the Federation. It's all these different things. Maybe it's that, and then his people are coming as like, we're here to hunt you down, traitor.
Sean, yes, it's going to be Dimensions of Time again. But
yes, that'll be it.
New senders. Yep, there you go.
Oh no!
Okay, now it's time for the fun one.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
That wasn't the fun one.
No,
that was the serious one apparently.
The fun one is it starts with a children's television show. It's filled with puppets. You have the human co-star. They start disappearing and becoming puppets themselves. It's an alien disease that's turning people into Muppets. And the Doctor has to get to the bottom of it.
No, it's brilliant. I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fantastic. There's nothing wrong with that. That's everything. I want weird. I want the weird. The weird is good. So basically, Doctor Who Muppets crossover.
Yes, that's exactly what I want.
Is Jim Henson actually an alien?
Is he
responsible for all of it?
He is. No, he's not an alien. He is one of the Pantheon. That's right.
The puppeteer.
There you go. The puppeteer. Master of strings. I don't.
I thought you were going to say like the Muppets are actually just aliens. They just look like that.
No. I thought about doing that, but I was like, no. That's what. Why would I make them the aliens when I can just make people becoming Muppets? Alien disease. That sounds more fun.
No, I like that. I'd watch the hell out of that.
It's Smile Time from Angel, Arc Beetle. It's great. Oh my god.
Okay, I guess it's me. Now I don't have a serious one because it's kind of hard to think of like what would I like as a Doctor Who crossover. You know, you would think me being the Warhammer guy, I'd say Doctor Who with Warhammer, but realistically, the Admex would steal the TARDIS and the Imperium would just kill the Doctor, so that's not much of a fun crossover. For me, I went with a jokey one, okay? All right, so, you know, Doctor Who is now streaming on Disney+, okay? What's Disney Plus mainly known for?
Oh no.
Marvel, okay? We get Doctor Who with Marvel. Okay, the Doctor's in there helping the Avengers, and then spinning off from this, we're going to get a Susan Triad spin-off series. We're going to get Young Unit, and then at the end of the big crossover, Matt Smith's going to appear, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, it's the 11th Doctor, but he's in like black versions of his clothes, and he says, I am the Master.
Stop it, because that's actually a good idea. I'm tired of acting like it isn't. Why can't the Doctor take one? Why can't the Master take one of the Doctor's old faces? I want it.
I mean, listen, I'm all for that. I've been saying, I'm. Let's see that. That's great.
To be fair, I am parroting the whole Robert Downey Jr. being Doom,
Doom,
because they're desperate.
I get what you're saying, yes, but don't shoot a genuinely good idea into it. There are other things you can
I'm just saying. And then you'll get all the...
Oh my god, you should have said David Tennant comes back and he's wearing all black. Then it would have been accurate. Then you've got it. Okay? You almost were at... It was almost...
Hey, I had to tie it into a constant fan like thing that people would like of Matt Smith as the Master. So okay.
Yeah.
Matt Smith would not be my first choice as a Doctor to come back as the Master.
He'd be a great choice though.
He's not my first choice. Capaldi is going to be my first choice because he's a better actor. No shade to Smith. Smith is good, but Capaldi is brilliant. Capaldi would be a better Master. But beyond that,
Capaldi's better at playing villains.
Oh, Capaldi's excellent at playing villains.
Considering the two times we have notably seen Matt Smith play a villain, they've been terrible. I wouldn't really say it's his fault, more production and writing, but
he made the choices.
Wait, okay. Morbius, what's the other one?
Terminator Genesis.
Oh, I don't even remember.
He was Skynet.
I mean, you've seen him as Damon for House of the Dragon, right? I mean, he's not a villain.
Would you really say he's a villain? He's
not
more
a villain,
of just...
but he's got that like this antagonistic quality to him.
Honestly, he just comes off almost exactly like the 11th Doctor half the time without the whimsy. No. Listen, he's a very good actor, and I really enjoyed him in The Crown. I enjoyed him in House of the Dragon.
Morbius.
I know, actually, I didn't have a problem with him in Morbius, except that he basically does the same thing. He's the same guy, more or less, in all of these. He doesn't have a lot of breadth. He's not one of those actors you go, oh, he's transformed for this role. He's Matt Smith as this. He's Matt Smith as that.
I think there's...
I kind of get what you're saying, but I would apply that more to someone like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh, very much.
Ryan Reynolds is just
100%.
Ryan Reynolds in whatever he does.
Look,
granted, I do enjoy the
Pikachu
Deadpool films.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I do enjoy the Deadpool films, but
sure.
Ryan Reynolds is just Ryan Reynolds in literally everything he does.
There are actors that do this more than Matt Smith, absolutely, and Ryan Reynolds is a perfect example. And when people go see a Ryan Reynolds movie, that's what they expect. That's what I want. When I see Matt Smith perform, I'd like to see a little more transformation in his performances. He's Matt Smith. I see it. He doesn't get away from it.
I think that's you, man. He's totally different in House of the Dragon for me. Like, it doesn't feel the same at all. It's the same person playing a different role. So I see his face, but his demeanor is entirely different. Like, it's...
I'm trying to think of a good example, of a counter example. It's not really fair to point to Andy Serkis because they use so many visual effects for him. But that said, his Gollum versus his, even you take the visual effects out, his Gollum versus his, what do you call it? His Caesar in Planet of the Apes versus his character in the MCU Black Panther films, totally different performance every time. A good one, Gary Oldman is actually a great example. Look at Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon. Look at Gary Oldman in Fifth Element. You almost would never know those are the same guy.
Yeah,
he becomes someone else.
I I mean,
Sid Vicious
Sean,
and Vicious?
Sean points this out. Like, I watched this Netflix film with Ryan Reynolds, The Rock, and Gal Gadot. They always play the same character. The Rock is the same person, mainly because he has a lot of clauses in his contracts.
Yep.
One of the main ones being is that he can never lose, which I'm like, oh.
That's not fun.
And they wonder why Black Adam didn't work.
I mean, hey, he wasn't wrong. The hierarchy of the DC universe definitely changed.
That's right.
Yes, it did.
Space just gets closer and closer. Oh man. At least Lanterns is looking like their two casting choices are really looking good.
Unless Guy Gardner is played as a colorblind guy, then I'm out. Guy Gardner is colorblind. That's the end of the story. I know because I wrote a Guy Gardner comic where he was colorblind because I'm colorblind. So
sounds like you're projecting. No.
You get it's a privilege you get when you get the job.
Okay. Those are our ideas, guys.
In the end, we have to bring back Supernatural and Sherlock because
screw you.
I think
Screw
again.
You. Listen. Doctor Who and Sherlock. I could see why people. I mean, Stephen Moffat was doing both shows at the same time.
Even then, I couldn't see it. Like,
I couldn't see it actually happening. No,
they shouldn't exist in the same universe. Doctor Who and Sherlock, the two characters won't work well together.
No, I know, but I'm saying at least there's a connection there. Where does Supernatural come in?
I've never seen it.
Somebody explain.
I didn't get the Supernatural. I think maybe because it's just popular as well.
That's what it was.
I mean, considering, Supernatural as it degraded into would fit into Doctor Who. With it doing alternate timelines and multiverse. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Oh, God. I just hated that. Jimmy, the comedian, plays the same role every time.
Yes, the role of absent host. And he fucking nails it. Give him his Oscar.
He's very good.
I think that is our show, though, this week. Next week, we invite you for the first time. We're breaking format recently. We're going to bring you one of the many deaths of Adric. Each of us. It's happening.
Okay, so we have to pitch a Adric death.
Yes. A story that kills Adric, and then...
or could we also do an existing story that he's in and somehow put his death in it?
You have to get if you want to do that, you got to explain you got to give it some more detail.
So if I were to say like Castrovalva and the Master just randomly kills him, that's okay.
Not randomly. You have to give me.
Sell it. We got to sell it. This is your Hollywood pitch deck.
Why is the Master?
Okay.
The producers are watching us. They want to know. All right, kid. Let's see what you got. Tell us how you're going to kill Adric.
All right. The Master has him captured in Castrovalva as normal.
No, save it.
And just kills him.
Oh no! See, you miss it. You're missing the point. You're missing the
point. Like the whole point is that we're killing Adric. I feel like the producer would be like,
"No,
we're going to get 5 seasons of this."
You need to have your. I'll never know if that.
I've got this one.
I was right.
Don't worry. You can come up with your throw off the cuff idea. I've trained my whole life for this. I studied my whole life.
To kill Adric. I love it. I freaking love it. Writing crossovers is weird.
I'm going to be in New York next week.
You're not going to be here next Wednesday?
I'm in New York, and I think that's I don't know if I got to check my schedule. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out.
Okay. I got to know how you're killing him, man.
Many ways. So many ways. Okay, we'll talk.
All right. We got to go. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week killing Adric multiple times. We're excited. We hope you are too. Bye. Alonze.